People are stealing merchandise from an art museum before it even hits the floor. And people with better internet connection than you or I are getting tickets to this lady's concert. And are they going to the fun 3-hour concert? No! They're going online and selling it for a quick buck. And this is why I hate scalpers. Hi, hello. My name is Dell. I have been on the internet far too much, and I think that is how this popped out. I think when you're online too long, and you consume so much media, strings start to come together that were never intended. I want to spend the next X amount of time untangling this web that has formed in my brain over 2023. Okay, an interesting year, a weird year, still falling off the tails of the pandemic. But first and foremost, I want to talk about Taylor, okay? And then we're going to unpack this, okay? These pictures, they're here to keep me on track. Hopefully, I've got some notes on an iPad somewhere in this room that I will also get to. But first, Taylor Swift. What is your favorite era? But don't click submit. Drop it below. Tell me, let me know. But don't click enter yet. I have further questions later that I want to see this string up. I think for me, my era would have to be 1989, okay? I'm 26 years old. I think early Taylor, I feel like, was kind of for weird horse girls. I don't know if that's a hot take. I feel like it was for weird horse girls at my school. I don't want to say weird anymore. It was for the horse girls. The girl, the curly hair, the romping around. Probably didn't even own a horse, but drew a lot of horses, things like that. The fearless, red maybe not, but fearless, whatever came before fearless and whatever the first one was, Teardrops on My Guitar, Country Taylor, for the horse girls, okay? We hit red. It was kind of, it's middle schooly, kind of it's the kids who wanted to be angsty and listen to like Green Day, Blink-182, but their parents were definitely gonna be like, oh, what are you listening to? And they're like, I'm just listening to Taylor Swift, red, 22. I'm 10, but I'm feeling 22. Ooh. Me, I'm in 1989. 1989 is the era that I broke in, okay? And then from there, kind of a casual to fan. Okay, I did go to the Eras Tour concert. A legion of 10 laptops did get us tickets for the Atlanta one. Got the Taylor tank top right now. Okay, you can kind of see it. What can I say about the Eras Tour that has not already been said? 3-hour concert, Taylor rocking and rolling, a million different cities. Wait, let me pull up. I have got notes. The Eras Tour. Originally 53 concert long, generated 4.3 billion in U.S. gross domestic product, according to estimated Bloomberg economics. Okay, so it made a lot. This did break her into billionaire status, which has been fairly interesting. But how did we get to the point where, another quote from this article too, scalpers are sure to take a price of that. The price of the tickets were going 10 times the price, and they were not dropping, and TikTok started going wild. Eras Tours content, and it started to get harder and harder to get. So how did we get to the point? Taylor Swift has been popular before, okay? She's been, but this is a peak. This is a peak popular. I feel like she's entering like first name basis, like Cher, okay? Beyonce. We're just gonna have Taylor, Celine Dion. Well, kind of, you know what I mean. How did the Eras Tour get to this point? That we have scalpers online yoinking like 20% of the tickets up, putting them online for 10 times the price. And scalpers aren't new. We're going to get to that. But scalpers for the Eras Tour specifically getting insane amounts. Absolutely insane amounts of profit. And it was easy. It was super easy to do if you had good internet connection, free time, and knew when they were going to drop. When looking at this, I think it's kind of threefold, maybe fourfold on how this tour came together. I think one, the theme of it, eras. It's all her eras. If you had enjoyed casually Taylor Swift at any point in your life, it could be a fun thing to go do with a group of friends. Because you're probably you're gonna like one of the eras, and you're like, oh, I'm down to go with my friends. That sounds fun. Let's go and try to get a ticket. Especially, there's been diehard Swifties before, but I feel like this kind of gave an avenue for the more casual people like myself. Before the Eras Tour, I was never interested in going to a concert. Like, I enjoyed her music. I was looking through my Spotify Wraps. I think she was in my top 5, 2018, 2019. For as long as Spotify has had a Wrapped, she is in my top 5, okay? I definitely enjoyed it, but it wasn't like, oh, I want to go see her in concert really, really bad. But with the Eras, a group of our friends were like, let's go. That sounds like fun. We all have things we can do. So I think it's that. The first thing, anyone can kind of enjoy what's going on with this, okay? The second thing, I want to pin down 2 the rise of TikTok. Okay, hear me out. TikTok blew up pandemic-y 2020, 2021. Okay, Taylor Swift comes out with her Eras tour. She has good marketing team. She's always had unique and interesting marketing for her brand and her music as a whole and the things she drops. Is this, just trying to pump more product through Universal Studios? Maybe not. Not the point. Her marketing has been unique and interesting, and I want to say overall good and does a good job and targets the correct people it targets. But now we have TikTok, and TikTok kind of gives anyone a chance for their viral moment. If you have a phone, you have an opportunity to be a creator at this point in our lives, which is not something that was true or has been true in history before. And so the Eras Tour is giving people on TikTok or people interested in TikTok a time for their shot also, okay? And what do I mean by that? Following up to the opening night of Eras, I remember seeing so many TikToks about it, like people picking out their outfits, people making their outfits, people, fighting with their friends, people showing how much they bought their tickets for, people talking about how much they bought their tickets for, how excited they were for it, all their plans for it, what they plan to do in the city that weekend, everything leading up to it. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. And then after night one dropped, page full of the concert. Is fairly expected. So now you have this amazing show after night one, and you're like, oh shit. Like, I want to go. I need to be there. Everyone else is there. Everyone on my TikTok feed is there. I was kind of interested in it. I had problems getting tickets. How am I going to get tickets? And I saw this interesting article when I was doing, general research for this video. And it was a mom. Her daughter, I don't remember exact the age, but I want to say like tween, like 12 to 14, something around there. But the mom got 4 tickets for the mom's sister, the mom's daughter, and the mom's sister also had like a daughter in similar age. So she got 4 tickets. She said she spent about like $180 on the ticket, which is pretty low for the ticket prices for her generally. And this is way in advance, right? Like you're buying tickets 3, 4, 5 months in advance. And she was like, I'm going to put them online for a certain price. And if I can get them to go for that price, like girls, this is me talking to my girls, we're not going to go. So the mom said she puts her $180 tickets online for, I think it was either $4,000 or $5,000 in total. Because she was like, okay, if I can get this, like, essentially I can bankroll a family vacation instead, which frankly, I feel like Eras Tour is kind of a family vacation, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not the mom, whatever. So the mom puts them online and it's getting closer and closer to the day. And then she kind of unveils, to her family, hey, we actually got someone who bought the tickets for the price I listed online. And she said, her daughter was kind of devastated, but she looked up who bought the tickets because she was like, oh, the money showed up in my bank account, like $5,000, like here's your tickets. And it's a CEO. It's a CEO of a finance company is basically what she alluded to. Didn't say who, didn't say exactly what. So now we have just like a standard mom who is not a typical scalper. Like it is not who you think of as scalper. She had full intention to go, but the tickets had reached such a supply demand. Okay, if you take an econ, this is a supply demand chart, has reached such a certain amount of supply and demand that people are willing to pay insane prices, right? The demand really high, but the supply, has kind of shrunken. It hasn't shrunken down, but we've moved our demand way up. So people are willing to pay prices up here when in reality, you think they pay prices there. These tickets are now at absolutely insane prices from at least 2 things, right? Anyone can enjoy it, TikTok-based FOMO, right? And I'm not thinking the CEO dad went on TikTok and was like, oh my gosh, I gotta take the girls. I gotta take my girls to the show. I think these girls were on TikTok, his daughter, wife, whatever. I'm like, Dad, please, like we didn't get tickets. Like we didn't know what it was gonna be like. Like I wasn't following this, like, but I love Taylor Swift, Dad. And the dad's like, oh, okay, I mean, if you really want to go, like, and that's how much they cost, like, I get it, and I got the cash, so. That is kind of the people we have who have now turned into scalpers. Average moms and daughters who wanted to go. And the third thing, and I think this is a little less, there was supposed to be Lover Tour, I don't know, someone can correct me down below, before, but it got canceled. So you have her during the pandemic. So you have her most recent event also getting canceled, and then her also showing every single era. And that is generally what I wanted to cover with Taylor Swift. Is scalpers. How the hype got to these scalpers. Now we have everyday people who are scalping products and making a ton of money. And after the second wave of tickets, it got worse. It got way worse. They tried to do things to mitigate it. It didn't work out, didn't happen. I personally even know a few people who for second wave just bought tickets just to resell, because they saw people doing it. And it just went like that. So now I'm curious, when I was thinking of this too, of scalping, I was like, what are the origins of scalping? I have a little ditty about the origins of scalping. Ticket scalpers have been around since the 1800s, where they bought large quantities of tickets at a physical box office, then put them up for resale at elevated prices. These scalpers were known as sidewalk men. They would stand on sidewalks and resell the tickets at doors of concerts and shows. In one extreme example, a ticket for Charles Dickinson's second American tour in the 1860s had an original face value of $5. However, the sidewalk men were selling them for $50. $50! The Bloomberg article earlier said people were getting 10 times the price for Taylor Swift tickets. That is the same statistic. Is it super relevant? No, but it is an interesting find, and history once again repeats itself. And a little bit more modern information about scalping. In 2016, the secondary market industry, the industry of ticket resellers, was reportedly valued at $8 billion. This number is growing, and it's not hard to see why. After mere 24 hours of being online, approximately 20% of Taylor Swift tickets had made their way onto secondary websites, including StubHub and Vivid Seats. This allows these secondary market sites to hike up the ticket prices to whatever the market demand will support. Thus, their revenue is the difference between the original price and the resales price. And as a small aside, before I was doing this, the Super Bowl, it was last weekend, and I saw a TikTok about people talking, how much did you pay to go to the Super Bowl? And they were like, oh, I paid $13,000. Oh, I paid $10,000 for my ticket. I feel like I haven't seen people in arms, and maybe it's just because of the content I consume. I would be absolutely furious if someone I knew, I wouldn't be furious, but I would be so confused. You spent $10,000 to go to the Super Bowl, but you're mad at, I don't know why I'm mad about this, but it just seemed like, it seemed contradictory to Taylor Swift's tickets prices, but I don't, now that I'm blabbering about it, I'm not sure if that's true. Hi, professional internet yapper. Okay, we've seen the phenomenon that was Miss Legs, Miss Eras Tour. So how, the Pokemon people know. If you're the Pokemon person who clicked on the video, you know where this is going. Okay, you know. But for the Swifties, little Pikachu toy is going to help me cure my depression, and going to a fun little concert is also going to help me. I am going to try my damnedest to do so. But other people are going to try their damnedest to make a quick buck. And that, once again, is the story of... Wait. Pikachu with the gray felt hat. For the Swift, I got some notes on Pokemon just to get you up to speed. Okay, I feel like this crowd is a little smaller. And just for context, so we went over Taylor Swift's profits for their tour. Remember, it was $4.3 billion, according to Bloomberg. Well, that was estimated, like, economy generated. I don't know. I am not an economist, and I don't want to be. But Pokemon is the highest grossing media franchise of all time. Okay, bigger than Disney, bigger than Marvel, bigger than other media franchises that I can't remember right now, but it's currently valued at $88 billion. But that's for the whole franchise. I specifically just want to talk about the TCG, or the Pokemon trading card game. So the Pokemon Company has released this is a stat I found online. I will post my articles that I referenced at the bottom. But if you see me look down and really look, I'm reading something I pulled up. Okay, if you see me yapping and blabbering at you, that's out of this cabeza right here. The Pokemon Company has released their worldwide sales data for fiscal year 22-23. As of March 31st, 2023, they have sold 9.7 billion Pokemon cards for a lifetime total of 52.9 billion Pokemon cards. It is the Pokemon trading card game's most successful year again in the last 7 years. They've been increasing each year for the past 7 years. When compared to last year's financial results of 1.9 billion cards, the sales difference is 6.6 million cards, or 6.59% increase. In addition, the number of card sales has increased 22.4%. Basically, Pokemon cards have been popular before, and they have been even more popular the last 7 years, okay? And I think there's been a little bit of a Pokemon TCG pandemic craze, but I don't really want to get into that. Also, there are places where people can compete competitively for the card game. There are Pokemon regional championships. They're in different big cities. And this year, every single event, there's kind of like one every month-ish. They keep breaking records for the amount of Masters Division, which is the grown-ups league. I think it's 18 plus people competing, and people that are opening. So Pokemon just like around all the products are kind of at an all-time high for adults or people 18 people 18 plus. Some of that Pokemon popularity, Jake Paul kind of had a Pokemon pandemic thing, as did Ludwig, a few other creators. It was really spurred by overconsumption. You had people basically running to stores, buying all the product they could get their hands on. Pokemon is probably the most affordable trading card game there is. If you know, trading cards are generally pretty expensive. A pack can run kind of $4 MSRP retail price for Pokemon, but if you know how to buy in bulk and buy from different places, you can get it quite a bit cheaper, down to like $250 for the newest stuff on average. But these people kind of like spurred, in my opinion, kind of a more intense craze. Before then, it wasn't so bad. Basically, Pokemon over the pandemic was bad, hard to get, and there's still some current fallout over that with the cards specifically, and just how people buy and like treat the product. Some people really treat them as investments, like investment pieces. Like instead of having a 401k or a Roth IRA or a high yield savings account, they have boxes and boxes of sealed Pokemon boosters. Which is it responsible? No. Is it fun? Maybe. Does it make good decor in a collector room? You bet your ass it does, okay? But with those things, and a prime example of this, Pokemon kind of does these special sets within kind of their mini sets. It's complicated, but basically there's a Pokemon 151, which rebooted the original 151 Pokemon that came out fairly recently, last couple months. You knew it was going to be a hot commodity just because how it was marketed. It was really popular in Japan. It's very, very collector worthy, really cool art, really cool set generally. But there was two stores that I saw, Beach, if you guys don't know that, it's a great website for news. That's where I kind of gathered a lot of this info as well. Beach put this article out where Pokemon cards are stocked in big box stores from vendors. So it's like individual people that have contracts with the store will go stock the store. It won't come from like a big truck or from the company itself. It'll come from these different vendors that Pokemon uses to divvy out their products in certain ways. This vendor stocking cards, over by the checkout aisle gets mugged. Gets mugged in the middle of a Target, and someone steals all the boxes of 151. So that is kind of still the shit we're dealing with some of the Pokemon stuff. It's not a common occurrence, and you don't have like these people rushing. I don't know if you've been on Tumblr, you've seen the Stanley Cups, not on Tumblr, on TikTok, and seen the Stanley Cups kind of like that, or Ray Dunn from a while ago. It's kind of, sometimes it has that energy, okay? And as did buying Eras Tour tickets, but it was online. You didn't have to go physically, so it was a little bit different when you see them. But enough about that and enough about context. I want to point with this. But let me get something. I want to talk about this rat, this little yellow rat, these group of people, and this museum. The day is September 12th, 2023. Pokemon loves. They love to put out these little teaser videos. They like to tease you. They're like, oh, our new set. Like, what's it gonna be? So picture this. You got Pikachu. Okay, and you've got Eevee like running through a field. They're running through a field. The flowers, they're sunflowers. They're yellow, and all of a sudden the sky, it's got that impressionistic quality for the art people, and the sunflowers come to life, and they're dancing, and they're all around. And honestly, it's a little scary. But if you know Van Gogh, this feller right there, he has a famous sunflower painting. And even if you don't know Van Gogh, you've probably heard of the sunflower painting and Impressionism. And at the end of the video, it announces Pokemon, Van Gogh Museum of Amsterdam collab. People go feral for Pokemon collabs, okay? I think this kind of has to do with like drop culture, exclusivity, like limited edition stuff where you see it and you're like, oh, like what a cool thing, like that is limited time that I'm gonna have. And if you're one of the scalpers, you see, ooh, who needs a 401k? I can have this Pikachu with a yellow hat. I can have a card. I can have this Pokemon card instead. So that is kind of the camps of people. You have this average consumer who enjoys the product, who enjoys Pokemon and wants to just participate, wants to just have fun, wants to get like, there are a bunch of cool products with this. Little deck box, a little Snorlax, Munchlax playmat. You know what? Actually, I got the plushie. And I feel like there was a missed opportunity for this plushie. I wish they would have cut off one of the ears, You see, I feel like that's just a missed opportunity. I might do it myself. But those are our camps. Those are the camps fighting here. And I got one. I did get one, and you're gonna see basically what people went through to get or not get it. Okay, September 12th, they announced the collab. They don't announce details. Usually these collabs are like pretty exclusive. They've done an art collab once before, which is Pikachu at the bottom there. That's a Scream promo Pikachu. There's a handful of Scream cards. They're only in Japanese. They were let me take a look, 2018 Tokyo Art Museum, and just a little ditty about the screen painting. The screen is undoubtedly Edvard Munich's most well-known painting, painted it in Berlin in the 1890s. It reflects his feelings about the human condition, honestly same, about the human condition in the new modern century of the 1900s. I wonder if he was alive today. Frankly, probably the exact same thing, but sadder colors. But, this card, people, if you don't know about cards, because you came here from Taylor Swift, people can do this thing called grading their cards. They send their card into a couple of companies, and basically they tell you how perfect your card is. Is it really centered? Is there any scuffing on the edges? Is the coloring all right? And they'll put it in like a plastic case for you with like a score on the top out of 10 from a couple different companies. But if this card gets a 10 rating, 10 perfect rating, some of the companies have more strict 10s besides the point. You'll see the number PSA 10, which is kind of the lowest 10 you can get. It's semantics. If you see a 10 on this card, it can go for potentially up to $10,000. So now you see why people don't care about their Roth IRA, because the return 2018, you just like got the card for free at the museum. I don't know the details. I have no idea. But I was just a quick Google, up to $10,000 for a perfect card. Do they always sell for that, and do a lot of them sell? No. But that is what we're dealing with like these sorts of people where they're like, oh, an art collab, like, and someone has $10,000 for the perfect card. Like, let me go get my $10,000 with this Pikachu. I wish I had more hands. I wish I had a third hand. Pikachu with the, I'll point with my iPad. This Pikachu. Maybe I'll get $10,000 now, right? So again, reminder, that was announced September 12th, okay? And initially, no details were announced about the collab. So I had assumed when I saw it on X, formerly known as Twitter, when I had seen it there, I thought, oh, it's probably gonna be in Amsterdam, cool collab. I'm not gonna get a slice of this. I just wanted the stuffy later when I saw it, when they announced the products. I like plush. A lot of people wanted the mats. There were some prints too. Pokemon were reimagined Van Gogh style, like Pikachu, Sunflora, Snorlax, Munchlax, stuff like that. But nothing announced. Later, Pokemon would come out. I don't exactly know what day, but we'll have more days soon. As part of the partnership, a special Pokemon promo card, Pikachu with the gray felt hat. That is the promo card in question. Pikachu with the gray felt hat. A promo card, an exclusive range of Pokemon X Van Gogh Museum products were developed. The merchandise will be available in Van Gogh Museum Shop and web store via the Pokemon Center. This is our Pokemon Center. So you can get it online. Now we have Taylor Swift all over again. You can get these products online and potentially, we don't know the details behind getting them, but you know, in theory, it's like a crazy investment potentially if it has anything like screen promos. Do you know? Are you gambling a little bit? Sure, but you're playing the market. You are participating in late stage capitalism, like whoever intended us to. What is that? John Locke? I don't know. The Invisible Hand. Someone knows. That's probably right. That was announced, and it was announced that it would be coming to Van Gogh or coming to Amsterdam. September 27th. So that's so soon. Just a couple weeks. Gotta get my ticket. Gotta get my plane. I'm Taylor Swift. I'm taking my private jet all the way over there. Gotta catch them all. But usually they put online that there's like, oh, online we're gonna have the products available at this time. There was no mention of when the products would be available online. None I remember. I feverishly remember participating in this because I was like, I want this Pikachu plushie. I want it, and I would like to have the card, frankly too. But I really just wanted one of the products because I like art. I like Pikachu. It's cool. Whatever. Judge me. You know what I also forgot to do? In Pokemon time, I was supposed to take that off earlier when we transitioned between the two, but it's fine. I did it now, whatever. It's not weird at all. But okay, so September 27th. September 27th is when these cards are supposed to go live in the museum. This chaos is what the museum looked like. You had people lining up so early, they sprinted to the gift section. Just give me the merch. They screamed, ah! Okay, and it was insane. There's so many TikToks about that first day where, you know, people are getting hurt, people were like fighting over things, and what I had assumed as a rational human being with a brain, which apparently folks at Pokemon Company International, their distribution process might not be. I thought it'd be one card per person. Okay, do you know what they did? One card per product bought. Why? So you have people just like buying a million, billion, trillion products to get as many cards as they can get their grubby little fingers on day one. Day one, this little guy, Pikachu with the gray felt hat, he was going for $600 online already. The cheapest product, I think it was like 10 USD for like a deck box. So you spent 10 USD to get one card, and you have now sold it for $600 on day one. I guess it was pounds because it was in Europe. I don't know. $600. That's more than 10. That's like, 10 would be $100. That's a lot more than 10. I'm not going to do the math right now. You can do it and tell me later. But essentially, that was crazy. But I work from home, #blessed. I was sitting on my computer refreshing the Pokemon Center website all day. Because I was like, I want this thing. Refreshing Twitter, turning on little notification bells from people that tweet, looking at my little group, little Facebook group. Have you guys gotten live? Online? Have you gotten any of the Pikachu stuff? Gotten the Van Gogh stuff yet? Are you online? No? Well, the people in the Amsterdam Museum got it. When's it coming? Pokemon? Nothing. Okay, and this is where things get weird. Little rumblings on Twitter from little website bots, little accounts that post about products, and they're like, oh, link to the Van Gogh, and you click on it, and it take you to the product on the Pokemon store, Pokemon Center, PokemonCenter.com. It take you there, but you couldn't just get there unless you use that specific link. There was no way to navigate from the actual website itself to the merch on the first day. No way. And the Twitter link kind of worked, kind of didn't work. Sometimes you would get lucky with it. Sometimes you wouldn't. So I was like, okay, Pokemon's not going to do this, whatever. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to assume I didn't get it. I didn't want the Pikachu plushie anyways. I don't care. I'm a person. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die if I don't get the Pikachu stuffed animal. So I went to bed and was sad. But on the 29th, the next day, the next IRL day, more Twitter links, more people posting. But this time, some of them were working, and they'd work for like a second, and then they stopped working. And I was like, whatever. I'm going to just wait until Pokemon Center posts it. But Pokemon Center kind of has this bad habit of just like blocking you. They block you all the time if you refresh their website too much, because I don't know. They don't know how to do product launches. Maybe try a pre-order. Maybe try a fucking pre-order. I don't know. But they block you all the time. So I was doing it kind of on my phone, kind of on different things, yada, yada, yada. At 10:59 on the 29th. Pokemon's still not said anything on Twitter, anywhere. It's still just me checking these little groups and these little pages. I see a link. From one of these little Twitter robots, and I get it. I get the Pikachu. I got it. I'm at ease. It said promo, add it to your cart. I said checkout. It was like $30. I was like, yes. Because I'd already seen some of the stuffed animals from Amsterdam people posting. It was like $500, $600. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to let it happen. I'm not going to let the Scalpers win. I'm going to let the Pokemon company win instead. But anyway, I got it. But okay, we're at 10:59. We're basically at 11 o'clock Eastern. Whatever, doesn't matter. But I still never saw it go live. Like, really. Maybe for like a minute, like there was a banner or whatever, but it was like impossible to do. I didn't care. I got it. Later that day, later on the 29th, same day, Pokemon speaks. They come to the people and they say, we apologize to all of our fans eagerly awaiting our Pokemon Center X Van Gogh Museum collaboration release today. Due to overwhelming demand, all of our products from the collections have sold out. We understand that this is disappointing to many who are looking to our official email and social media channels on guidance on how to get the purchase. We are actively working on ways to provide more Pikachu with Gray Felt Hat promo for fans shopping at the Pokemon Center in the future. Details will be released at a later date. Thank you for understanding and your continued support of the company. Huh? Excuse me? You never released it. You had weird little robots. You total fail of a launch. And I was trying to find like another example, like my initial thought for this, because I had followed this like closely because I wanted one. I was like, has Pokemon done this before? Pokemon collabs? Pokemon drop stuff? I couldn't find it. But if you guys know of an example where Pokemon has dropped the ball so hard on a collab or a limited release, let me know. Add it to your Taylor Swift comment. Still do not click enter. Okay, but listen, on top of this, so there was rumblings of the Twitter robots, and that's how I got it as well. Someone posted on Twitter, I don't remember who, basically, they posted the screenshot from the Pokemon company. Upon review of your order, redacted, was placed prior to the official launch of Van Gogh X Pokemon Center collaboration. There was never an official launch. The official release of the production was midday. They don't even have a time. They're like, sometime on September 29, 2023. So it was like the day before I got it. They used one of the quick little Twitter robots probably to get it. We are not able to provide assistance for the order placed prior to the official launch, as this violates our terms and conditions. We understand that this can be frustrating. However, we are not able to provide further assistance regarding this topic, and as such, you may not receive further responses regarding this matter. If you have other questions unrelated or concerns unrelated, please let us know. This is basically a long way of saying their order got canceled. So they thought they got it. This person looked like genuine fan. Like one or two products, one or two Pikachu promos. Definitely not a scalper. Pokemon just canceling their order. They messed up the launch. They never really launched it. Midday on the 29th, we launched it. Never really launched it. Whatever. So now genuine fans and hopefully some scalpers got their orders canceled. So this basically like is such a crazy flub. And if you look at this time period on any of the secondary markets where people sell Pokemon cards, TCG Player, great example. You can see what the prices are. They have these graphs. We love a graph. And it just went crazy. Like the prices went so high. People are like trading, looking for it. Oh, and then you see people post where they had like a million billion promos, and you're like, basically like, screw you. Like I just wanted one, and you have all of them, and you're just gonna sell them. It's so frustrating. But the second market went crazy. It exploded. All these shenanigans happened. Ridiculous. About 2 weeks later, October 12th, Pokemon sends out some emails. Okay, they said maybe earlier they told you, we'll find a way to get you the promo cards, and you could still get the promo cards at the museum. There was not a lot of merch at the museum still, but you were still able to get promo cards at the museum in Amsterdam if you went, which that's fun. So the email then went out to everyone. Hey trainers! Fans shopping at the Pokemon Center will soon receive another opportunity to obtain the Pikachu with the gray felt hat promo card. Trainers who purchase at least $30 of qualifying Pokemon TCG products will receive one Pikachu with the gray felt hat promo card with their order while supplies last. Stay tuned for additional updates via email and our other official social media outlets. So this goes a little bit better. You can get anything for $30. So like an Elite Trainer box, those are pretty popular. With new sets, if you know. 2 plushies, maybe 3 to get you the $30 mark. A shirt, some pins. Oh, actually, those aren't TCG products. Anyways, a couple tech boxes. This one goes a little bit better. I did see some rumblings that like things were kind of going bad, but October 12th it seemed to go fine. The promos were getting added to people's cart. It was great. And they even said, we're gonna give the museum even more product too. But one day later again with the 1 day later updates, October 13th, Pokemon Center said, the Van Gogh Museum and the Pokemon Company International take the safety and security of visitors and staff very seriously. Recently, a small group of individuals has created an undesirable situation that has led us to take the difficult decision to remove the Pikachu with the gray felt hat promo card from the museum. Granted, the products or the accessories, whatever, have been gone for a long time. In this way, visitors will be able to experience the special collection of Pokemon paintings and the rest of the museum in a safe and enjoyable manner. What? What happened? What happened for Pokemon to have to do this? Listen, the museum said cards will be made available for purchase at the Pokemon Center online store at some point in the future, as well as participating retailers in the Netherlands next year. But it will never again be available at the museum. That's very strong wording. And why is the museum telling me where I can get cards later? I mean, thank you, but so now we have violence. Like this photo, right? Already pretty crazy, and now they have to just totally cancel it at the museum. Like 2 weeks, basically 2 weeks. Basically lasted 2 weeks. That's crazy. The museum ultimately ended the card promotion when there was a robbery. There was a robbery outside the building over the cards. According to a source, 2 scalpers were robbed by a bunch of 16-year-olds on bike, and 2 people got hurt and were taken to the hospital in the process. I tried to find exactly the details on that last bit, but I wasn't able to find it. So at minimum, people were robbed. At maximum, people were hurt and sent to the hospital. That's wild to me. And similar-ish things happened to the Taylor Swift concerts, not necessarily like trying to buy the product, but just going to the concert because there were too many people, too many things. I saw this video of this girl who stayed. I don't remember which venue it was, but she bought ticket for night 1. Usually she's at the venue for 3 days, right? She hid in the bathroom and just would basically waltz back in way later the next day. So she never technically left. So she tried to see it 3 times. I guess she got caught. I don't remember the details. Please don't ask me. That's just like an anecdotal tidbit that made me think of people going to extreme measures. 16-year-olds robbing people over cards that may or may not make them money. Pokemon can do whatever they want. Pokemon can just print more of these if they feel like it to flood the secondary market, right? Supply demand, our basic econ graph over there. Price tanks. There's no demand. If everyone has one, who cares? What are they worth? Nothing. They're essentially pennies. Terrible. I don't know. I was just really frustrated reading that people are going this far. Like day one, Scalpers like going crazy online using robots to get the products. Now people literally maybe hurting each other, but robbing other individuals outside the museum. And that was on what day was that? October 13th. Okay, 2 weeks. Two more weeks? Another update from the museum on October 26th. I don't know what's happening between these times. I don't know. Again, most of these articles are from Pokebeach. Unfortunately, we have determined that the Pikachu Gray Felt Hat promotional card was sold out by the time. Oh, this is not the museum. Correction. October 26th. So we've had the museum. We're not selling them anymore. Museum's not selling them anymore. Online, it's still selling some with your products. But on October 26th, so we have 2 weeks online. From October 13th to October 26th, $30 will get you it online. Unfortunately, we have determined that the Pikachu with the Gray Felt Hat promotional card was sold out by the time you placed your order due to an overwhelming demand for the card. Note that adding an item to your cart, including promotional items, does not reserve stock, and qualifying purchases also do not guarantee you the promotional card. Excuse me? So now I went online, I spent $30, I got the product, now I get an email, I don't know when, couple weeks later, maybe it was with the same people from the products, but this is when the email went out. Oh, oops. Too many people ordered it. We don't know how to do stock and inventory at the number one media franchise company in the world. Whoopsies. What? How do they keep messing this up? They messed up the initial launch. They messed up how I was working with the museum. They messed up the secondary launch. They said, oh, order it. Just kidding. Oh, canceling your order. Oh, canceling your card. And then anecdotally, I saw where people were just randomly getting cards who had ordered from the Pokemon Center at that time. Like, it sounds like the cards were maybe given to the distribution warehouses. And then they were like, put them in the box. If someone is ordering from here, just put it in the box, David. Just do it. Just put it in there. Who cares? Who cares if people who want it don't get it? We're going to give them out. It's like Oprah. But then she got to the back and she was like, oh, I ran out of cars. Not cards. Cars. And I thought this... at the end of October, I started writing this video, or at least outlining it, and I was like, oh, what else could possibly happen? Like, people at the museum got robbed. People, don't get their cards. Like, this is done. This is done. I know we heard that, wave 2, 3, 4 is going to come early in 2024. And it did. And it had problems. What a shock. What a shock. So January 24th, 2024, we have another article from Pokebeach giving us an update. Dutch newspaper Het Parool, I'm probably not saying that right, don't speak Dutch, has learned that at least 4 employees of the Van Gogh Museum were fired in October due to embezzling during the Pokemon collaboration. The museum did not want to say how many employees were involved, but the newspaper reports at least 4 were terminated, including security guards, cashiers, and even a member of the cloakroom staff. I don't know what that is. One employee had worked at the museum for 25 years. In a statement to the newspaper, the Van Gogh Museum confirmed some of the employees from operational services did not adhere to the procedures and codes of conduct expected from our staff. However, the museum only regarded this as an isolated incident. The newspaper learned that one fired employee embezzled a box of the Pikachu promotional cards. I don't know how many that is, probably a few hundred, just guessing from a box. Other employees gave insider information to Scalpers so that they would know when the Pokemon Van Gogh merchandise would be back in stock. The museum was said to stock merchandise and Pikachu cards randomly at times. I think the merchandise they're talking about at this point is they had printouts, like you could get a printout of some of the artworks, like the Pikachu with the Gray Felt Hat, the Sunflora. I think there was an Eevee with a Gray Felt Hat, things like that. So they were told to just like place them out randomly, and this would give people a chance to buy it. However, the museum would not stock the merchandise at random times and tell people exactly when they were going to be placed. Others stated that at least 2 employees who stole boxes of the Pikachu cards, one stole a small box, another stole a master case. I bet even more were stolen. There was not good tracking on how many we received. Another source also revealed employees were embezzling Pokemon paintings before customers could even buy them. I have receipts here showing employees were purchasing the paintings early. Here's a receipt at 8:30 a.m. and the museum opens at 9 a.m. Okay, listen, that last bit, I don't hate. I feel like I know people. I have a friend at work at GameStop who, this is pretty common. They'd let you, buy 1 or 2 of the products like before people got it, because you couldn't get it because you're working. You worked at the store, like you're providing them. I get that. I think that's totally fair. I don't really I don't know, that doesn't really rub me the wrong way. Stealing the boxes, telling scalpers when the products are gonna be there, that stuff continues to piss me off. Piss me off. Just let the average consumer enjoy something on an average level. It's this idea of mass consumption compounded with like a known brand just for people to make a quick buck. And that's all these scalpers are doing. So that's almost the last update. The very last thing I have is that February 15th, there was a distribution in Europe to local game stores of the cards. But before then, the game store owners were just selling the cards online. So what came out from that is that a handful of game stores in Europe were given a bit more promos if you sold some product, just to, like help the game store out, drum up some promotion, give a chance to have some fun, give out the cards. Someone essentially found receipts from a really big WhatsApp. No, I don't think that's right. I don't know. WhatsApp, that they were like, oh, I got a case, so we're going to sell it. And then you'd see like an influx in the market, because these secondary markets are like pretty tight and the prices are reflective of like how many enter the market. You can kind of play around with it, but it's people aren't doing that. You can tell when all of a sudden like 100 more cards, 100 more of these enter the market because the price went down, and things like that. But so generally that last wave went well, but we still had bad faith actors. There's no final update from Pokemon about that. And that is where we're sitting. That is the story. I'm gonna point my iPad. A Pikachu with the gray felt hat and people just trying to make a quick buck. I don't know. Both of these situations just have really rubbed me the wrong way and really frustrated me. The last year, I want to enjoy things. I have a certain amount of disposable income, like most of people, to enjoy these things. When these bad faith actors who just want to make money get involved and kind of ruin it potentially for everyone, like, because people could hold on to these Pikachu products for years, like the people who stole them, and like slowly like delve them out into the market, kind of like they do with diamonds, to create this like artificial amount where you're like, oh, there's only this is how many exist. But then I don't know. And if you've left your comment open and you've commented about Taylor Swift and whatever else I asked you about earlier, I would love to know your favorite Pokemon. I would love to know your thoughts on this whole situation. I would love to know if you have one of the great Pikachu promos. I would love if you have another crazy connection that we'd like for me to cover. I'd love to do this again. I had a great time putting it together, just talking about the story of Pokemon card I followed for a while tying it into someone else another market who has experienced the same thing and kind of seen the same thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this Yap session. I was inspired by a couple other YouTubers who could kind of do this style. Carrie Can Read, as well as Terminally Online Girl. And, people have done it in this style before, but, and Swell Entertainment as well. Those are kind of my inspo for this. I like to give credit where credit is due.